Lap 2:15, just on the board at Phoenix. Kurt Busch is in the lead currently, and time is running out for his teammate Mark Martin to win the 2002 Winston Cup Championship. But whether he wins it or not, it's been truly an amazing year for Roush Racing. The Roush 2002 success story started early and includes the great story of second-year driver Kurt Busch, who has now won 3 times. And of course, Mark Martin has won once this year, but he's still in contention for that big championship trophy. And there's also Matt Kenseth with 4 wins this season. All told, Roush Racing has 8 wins this year. And you include the Busch Series championship yesterday with Greg Biffle, and the possibility of winning the championship next week, next Sunday even. And Jack Roush's plane crash in Alabama. It's been a remarkable year for Jack Roush and all the people that work for him.
Yeah, the fact that Jack Roush is even here is the most remarkable thing. There's the leader, Kurt Busch. A lower 2.5 seconds in front of Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Rusty Wallace.
Kurt Busch trying to make it 3 for 4 after back-to-back wins at Martinsville and Atlanta. Finished 3rd at Rockingham last Sunday. 750 winning percentage in Winston Cup Racing's awfully good at any stretch of a season. It's out in front by 2.5 seconds on Jeff Gordon. Remember that Kurt did not stop under that last caution at 133. He was the only one who stayed out, so he last pitted at lap 120.
All right, here we go. Battle for the second spot. Mark Martin is there on the inside, but Jeff Gordon likes that high line.
Michael Waltrip's car is there.
That is close. Call leaning on your buddy there.
Well, these guys seem to be racing harder in the last month than they've raced all year long. I mean, these guys, you know, sometimes we've seen Jeff Gordon in that situation, back up, let Mark Martin go. They don't do that anymore.
No.
They race.
Well, especially that guy in the 6 car. He knows he's got to race as hard as he can. And he's showing it today.
Mark Martin needing to gain ground on Tony Stewart in the championship. And here comes the leader, Kurt Busch, onto pit road. Remember, I just talked about how long it had been since he stopped. Now, Kurt can make it from here to the checkers on fuel, considering how far he's just run. So, Bill, this could be the final pit stop for the 97 today.
Absolutely right, Alan. If it stays green, they will not stop again. The car started out free, has stayed that way. Kurt thinks that the track is tightening up. He just wants 4 tires and fuel. No major changes to the car. So Kurt Busch looking for another win. Just up pit road in front of him now, Dale Earnhardt Jr. pulls into his pit stall. They go to work on the right side. This will be 4 tires and fuel and a track bar adjustment for Jr., who might have lost this race when he ran out of fuel. He's never had the same car since, trying to fight his way back to the front. He's on his way. It's going to get busy down here.
Yeah, sure is, because now that some of the leaders have made a move for fresh tires, they're going to be faster, and you're going to need to get back out and get your tires quick, Bill.
Dave Blaney getting tires and fuel. His car has been very strong, very consistent throughout the day. This is 4 tires. They've already got the rights on, around to the left, trying to get Blaney a strong finish. Marty.
Bill, what a wonderful run for Elliott Sadler in this team in the 8th position right now. A little bit free. He said, don't mess with the chassis. Best he's finished before today in Phoenix is 27th. They're on the track to do much better than that today.
A lot of people have been keeping an eye on the 44 car. Christian Fittipaldi had slowed down the back straightaway, but he has made it back to pit road. We will stay under the green flag.
Almost like he ran out of gasoline in that 44 car, but here comes Tony Stewart, Matt Kenseth, Rusty Wallace, all down pit road, fuel and tires.
Dale Jarrett's in, Terry Labonte's in, Bobby Labonte's in, and Bill Weber's got the championship leader.
Well, this will be a big stop for these guys. They may not win the championship today, but they can take a big step toward locking it up. The car's been tight all day. Got a little freer, Tony told him, just before he came down pit road. The wedge wrench is in. They make the adjustment. It's 4 tires and fuel. Rusty got 2 tires on his last stop a long time ago. Wants 4 fresh ones now. Seemed to take a long time on the left side. He's on his way. Marty.
Matt Kenseth was so fast we couldn't even catch a stop on pit road. Bill, great stop for the DeWalt guys, as we've come to expect. A little bit tight, put the air pressure back where it was, and that's all he wanted.
I tell you what, you put the pressure on those pit guys on that 17 car, and they're awesome. Meanwhile, Snyder
Oh, the leader, Jeff Gordon, is on pit road, BP. Just a little, well, actually, wicked tight was his description of the car. Started a little bit tight, got worse the longer he ran. They put the wedge back where it was when he came down pit road last time when he was happy with the car.
When the 24 pitted, big moment for Mark Martin because he led a lap. Gained 5 bonus points toward the championship. Tony Stewart has not led today, and at this point, every point counts for Mark.
And here he comes on the pit road.
Following Kyle Petty in. Ward Burton, Mike Wallace also on pit road. Matt?
And Al, this is going to be possible combo platter. They're talking about an air pressure adjustment in the right front. Mark Martin's car had gone to the tight side back on lap 132. They didn't make any adjustments. Still no wrench on the left side as the left side tires are going on for Martin. Waited till Gordon pitted. He led a lap and then he hit pit road.
Pretty good pit stop.
Jimmy Johnson is now the leader. Ryan Newman is second. John Andretti is third. Those three topped off on the lap 183 caution. So I'm kind of surprised to see Johnson coming in here. Dave?
And Alan, before they started making green flag stops, Jimmy had driven all the way from 21st to 11th. Of course, now he gives up the lead. The crew makes a chassis adjustment. The car has been loose all day. That's a wedge adjustment they're going to make. They also make an air pressure adjustment. He's still a little bit loose, but Jimmy has passed a lot of cars today, recovering from that pit miscue last time.
So Johnson heads away. Ryan Newman now the leader. Ryan starting on the pole, and here he comes. I guess you got to come in and get the fresh tires, you know.
That's exactly right, because on fresh tires, the speed is around 28 seconds flat. Used tires, it's over 29 seconds. You just can't give up too many of those seconds, Marty.
John Andretti hits pit road. BP, the car tight for Andretti. They make an air pressure adjustment in the right front. Take a pound out of the right front tire. Ryan Newman comes down pit road as the leader now. I asked Matt Borland earlier, are you tight or are you loose? He said, how about both? They are tight in, loose off the corner. They take a pound out of the right front, a pound into the right rear. That should fix the tight in. They take 2 rounds into the left rear wedge. That should fix the loose off problem for Ryan Newman. They have been struggling much more than they thought they would today. A long time on the right side for the 12 bunch on this pit stop. Now they're changing left side tires for Ryan Newman. The car's had on the pole today. Just hasn't been what they thought it would be chassis-wise, though.
Did you figure out what was going on there with that right rear?
No, I couldn't.
Nope.
They might have been making a spring rubber change back there, and that takes a couple extra seconds.
Marty, follow up on that for us. They had the problem was on the right rear. Figure out what happened there to the 12's pit stop. Things have cycled around. Kurt Busch is back in the lead. But guess who came off pit road in second place?
Tony Stewart, I will guess, as I'm looking at the monitor.
Tony Stewart has moved up to second on the exchange of pit stops. Jeff Gordon third, Matt Kenseth fourth, Dave Blaney fifth.
Oh, what's wrong with the right front fender on Tony's car? Did I not see damage on the right front fender?
Mark Martin has fallen back to sixth on the exchange of stops. See if we can get a better look at it. Yeah.
A little bit of a ding right there beside the 20. Made contact with someone.
So Tony Stewart, the championship leader, gaining spots on his pit stop, but picking up a wrinkle somewhere along the way. Meantime, advantage Stewart as Martin has fallen back to sixth.
Just those few extra laps that Mark ran on those old tires, and there he is coming through, trying to plow through some heavy traffic as he and Rusty Wallace in the 2 car trying to get through Kyle Petty and whoever that other car was, Joe Nemechek. Man, Rusty looks fast right now.
See the difference from Tony Stewart back to Mark Martin. So for Mark being in front of Tony all race long, now inside the final quarter of the thing, he finds himself on the losing end of the stick.
Well, you lose so much ground on those old tires when the guys you're racing with are on new tires. I mean, it's amazing how much time you can make up on a car.
4 laps was the difference between their pit stops.
And that's about 4 seconds.
That's exactly right.
And right now, Mark Martin is 5 seconds, a little over 5 seconds behind. Marty, what went on with the 12 car down there in the right rear?
BP, I have the answer for you. Before they could change the right rear tire, NASCAR officials made them cut this piece of side skirt off. It was flapping in the wind, and they didn't want it to become a piece of debris to cause a caution on the racetrack. So they had to cut this off before they could change the right rear tire, before the official would allow them to do it. Now, I know my buddy Wally would love for me to hold this with my hands, but it was right by the side pipe, so it's a little hot. That's why I'm holding it with these pair of pliers here.
And the way you found out it was hot is you picked it up first, didn't you, Marty?
No, I did not, Wally.
Okay.
Actually, I picked it up with this first, so
and then
give me a little bit of credit.
That's an important piece right there. That piece there again, we talked earlier about creating that vacuum underneath that car. Without that skirt, the car's not going to stick as well.
Bill, how did the 20 car get the damage on the right front fender?
You know, Benny, that happened earlier in the race when he was coming down pit road. The crew, some of the guys weren't even aware of it, but he did ask about it. They said it didn't look that bad, and he hasn't complained about it since. So not a big deal, something that happened earlier in the race, we believe, in a pit road incident, because he said something when he was coming down pit road, like, here we go again, because he had that incident a couple of races ago. But no big deal right now for the 20.
Yeah, he's lucky he didn't get into the ductwork or anything there. The brake openings and everything are lower than where that damage is, so that shouldn't affect him too much. But obviously it hasn't.
I don't think Tony's as good right now as he was, because Matt Kenseth, we saw Jeff Gordon drive by him. Matt Kenseth has driven by him, moving him back to 4th spot, and we see Blaney driving up right behind him.
But earlier, his car was better in the long runs. I don't know if that'll be the case now, but it took about 35, 40 laps before the 20 car really started showing what they had. How about it, Bill?
It's too free now, Wally. Remember, they had the problem yesterday in happy hour. He was tight. Now they tried to, instead it was getting a little free, and they wanted to free him up a little more. Now he's just a little bit too free, and that's hindering his performance.
Yeah, that's tough to be loose here at Phoenix. It really is. So the only thing he can hope for right now is as the fuel burns off, the car gets tighter and it'll neutral out, so to speak. And if that happens, he will get faster, or at least maintain.
So Blaney trying to challenge Stewart for 4th place. Mark Martin trying to close on them from 6th. And it's all going on behind Kurt Busch, trying to go to victory lane for the 3rd time in 4 weeks. He's out in front in the late stages at Phoenix.